All right, how's it going, everybody? My name is Max Ketchum. I'm a longtime Super Smash Bros. Player. Also played Slap City for a couple years, and I have been all over the Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl since the game came out. Super stoked about it. Love playing this game. It's just so fun to keep rematching and playing over and over again. I've played pretty much nonstop since the game came out, and we over here at Even Matchup Gaming are going to be bringing you a new series called 10-Minute Main. It's going to be 10-minute guides on how to play every character in the game. So I figured why not start out with my own main character, Oblina. So I think this character is extremely fun. She's a big part of why I'm so hooked on the game. She's really fun, really good. I think she might be the most underrated character other than the Michelangelo Infinite that might not be with us for very long. I think just overall she's the strongest in total. Some people might take umbrage with that. They might not agree. But I do think Oblina is really strong. So we're going to talk about her neutral game, her advantage state, and her disadvantage state, and how you're going to use your moves in those states in order to give the best performance possible. By the way, this guide is going to assume that you know at least the basics of the character's traits and stats, right? Like, you know her moves. Nickelodeon uploaded, of course, all of the moveset showcases before the game even came out. So if you want to watch that, we'll include a link as well, but we're not here to break down every single move. We're just here to teach you how to play Oblina. So the most important thing when you learn any character is their neutral game, right? This is when you and your opponent are about mid-stage from each other, and somebody's got to break the ice, get in there, and start the action. And this is the most important because all of the hits that you get would be for naught if you didn't win neutral. And, of course, the other counterpart to that is disadvantage state, which is when you're escaping from your opponent's hits. So we'll talk about all of them, but again, we're going to start with the neutral game. So got a lot of really good neutral tools as Oblina. She's a fast character. She's small. She has very quick moves, surprisingly good range on a lot of them. And your neutral game is probably going to be comprised mostly of your light down air, your light neutral air, and your jab, which is your light neutral attack on the ground. Also, your neutral special, the sludge, and then the projectiles that come afterward. All really good tools as well. They kind of set the field up for you. A lot of Oblina players will start the game by just planting the sludge on the ground. They draw a line in the sand between themselves and the opponent, forces them to jump in or either run up and shield or attack the sludge, right, which can make them a little bit more predictable. So definitely something you want to look into. It's great to have sludge planted at all times. You can combo off of it. You can down air them repeatedly into the sludge over and over again and get a ton of damage that way. You can combo into your air strongs for kills or for massive damage, and even combos that don't end in just spiking them repeatedly into it. You can get a fat air combo off of it. Platforms are something you got to watch out for because you'll just down air them right back onto the platform if the sludge is on the floor. But if you put the sludge on top of the platform, then it's as if it was on solid ground on, say, harmonic convergence. And your light neutral air and particularly light down air, I say, are your main combo or neutral tools because you're going to be rushing people down with fast falled, or rather air dash down / air dash down forward / air dash down back light down airs. The move is active forever. It's got a big ass hitbox, and if they're grounded, it pops them right up for more combos. You can continue those combos with more nairs and dares and all that, up airs as well. But yeah, I think just getting used to the tri-dash light down air is super important for Oblina. You can also do short hop neutral air and either another neutral air or up air before you hit the ground, or you can air dash, or you can double jump. You got a lot of options, very safe pressure that you can start opening up. And yeah, she can just press a lot of buttons and really make the opponent unable to move. Then if you've got your sludge out and you want to zone them out a little bit, you can throw bananas and trash and apples and all that good stuff at them. Be aware, though, that they can clank these out with any attacks. They can reflect them with strong attacks, and they can even cancel their dash attacks on your projectiles, including the sludge on the ground. So you just got to be careful. But you're going to want to use those moves to either create or infiltrate space, and that's how you get stuff going. So once you do have stuff going, we're going to talk about advantage state. So you have your light up air, definitely a good move to just pop them up. Very easy to double jump or air dash up and combo off of that. Your neutral air, oh my god, combos into itself, combos into down air. You can do neutral air dash up forward, down air, down air, down air. A lot of Oblina's advantage state is either going to be juggles or comboing into that repeated down air drag down edge guard, which is just so deadly. And when you're juggling them or comboing them, you can also combo right into your neutral strong attack in the air or your up strong. That's great to answer down strongs from the opponent or strong down airs on the way to the ground. A lot of people like to press that, especially characters like Cat Dog or Danny Phantom, where it accelerates them downward toward the ground. Really want to be making some use of your strong up air. When you're edge guarding, you have light and heavy down air. So you can just use the massive active frames on the light down air and keep following them down. You can even air dash down with them if you need to get there a little faster for another hit. You can do light down air into heavy down air. You can just do the strong down air raw to beat recoveries with bigger hitboxes that can outrange or just poke through your down air, like SpongeBob, for example. Cat Dog sometimes feels like you might want to use the strong down air, but SpongeBob is definitely the number one that comes to mind. Just smack him in the face with your giant disjoint on the strong down air. To get kills, also you can use your heavy neutral air, again, out of combos, or while your opponent is returning to the ground, especially if they're going to pop a strong up air. Again, you'll win the rock, paper, scissors for that. But yeah, you have a lot of ways to continue your combos, namely up air and nair and down air, all light variants. But Oblina is so dangerous when she's in the advantage. You can also, if you notice your combo is going to drop, plant the sludge while your opponent is above you. And that just buys you time to put it on the ground, gives them one more thing to think about when they're landing. A lot of ways for this character to take one hit and turn it into so much more. And of course, I think the most infamous thing about her is that light down air chain. Probably going to be patched in terms of the amount of active frames on it, but it's still a really damn good move. I hope that as long as they don't completely slaughter the move, it'll still be very useful in a lot of the same situations. Alright, so let's talk about her disadvantage state. And this is going to apply to a lot of the characters in the game as well. But I think the best way to escape a bad spot with Oblina, namely your opponent's juggles, is going to be pressing light down air and then air dashing down or down back or down forward. So you'll fall extremely fast. You'll do the downer to break out of tumble and give you access to air dash. You'll be active for so long on the way down. It really offers a lot of protection to you. You can do the same thing with up air and neutral air, but it's a lot better with down air. Again, the hitbox is just so big, so active, leads into so much. You can break through projectiles on the way down just because it's active. And also, because it's not a strong aerial or a strong attack at all, it doesn't have to experience the rock, paper, scissors cycle, right? You can clank all manner of strong aerials and light aerials and grounded moves with the light down air. So this move is absolutely essential to Oblina. In neutral, in advantage, and in disadvantage. Can't really talk about that move enough. It's just so good. And you really need that to break out of bad spots like vertical pressure, juggles. Then when you're off stage, you have both your double jump and your air dash to help you make it back. And you also have down B, which can help you move horizontally and also escape tumble without using one of your resources. Definitely a clutch move in a pinch. It's kind of got some low lag and she becomes very small during it, so it's a little hard to interrupt, but if you get predictable with it, you will get spiked, so just be careful about that. And yeah, you definitely just want to mix up the way that you time your air dash and jump and up B and all that. Make sure you're sweet spotting your up B on the way back to the ledge, by the way, which means dropping as low as possible before doing it, then going all the way up and just grabbing the ledge at the apex of your up B. It's very important, especially if you're like an ultimate player by heritage, so to speak. You're used to recoveries automatically snapping on the way up. They do not do that in Nick. So you really need to make sure, especially with a character like Oblina, that you're not going to go way too high up and then get smashed and die. She's very light, so you got to be careful and delicate in the way that you recover. You can also use projectiles on your way back to help you. You have very fast aerials, so you can kind of swing while returning to the stage. All very viable forms of defense, right? Sometimes the best defense is a good offense, and I think Nick All-Stars really emphasizes that or drives that point home. So, yeah, out of disadvantage, I think Oblina is probably one of the characters that has to worry the least. She's naturally very tiny, so it's hard to hit her. Naturally evasive character. She has a good recovery. There's a big hitbox on her up B. You can definitely bust out of some bad spots with it. Sometimes you want to do an early up B and go past the ledge, right? Just to hit them away. It's all about mixing up your timing and not being predictable. Then also make sure you're momentum canceling, jumping and air dashing to get out of moves that are going to kill you. It's super useful for every single character. You can also do this just to escape combos. Once you're done getting knocked back, you can either attack and air dash or jump and air dash to momentum cancel, and it'll throw your opponent's timing off a lot. Anyway, guys, This is going to conclude the first episode of 10-Minute Main. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure you drop a subscription to the YouTube channel for more content. We're going to be pushing these out pretty regularly. Oblina is an incredibly good character. I think really everyone should look into playing her or picking her up. I think she's a sleeper pick for top tier. But either way, guys, I hope you enjoyed, and take care of yourselves. We'll see you next time.